morning, it's 9:30 on a Sunday. I've been awake for about an hour and I'm slowly sort of come downstairs to start my day. I've got a day to myself today completely. Everybody's busy, so that's fine with me. Being self-employed, I like to try and just get on when that happens and then take a day out later in the week when it's a bit quieter and I can go out and about and it's not so crowded as it is in the weekend. So that's my plan. I'm going to crack on. I'm going to get some coffee on now, get some language learning on and then take it from there. I'm only doing Japanese for fun. I do 2 lessons a day on Duolingo, one in vocabulary like this and one in the actually how to read and write the symbols. It's very, very, very interesting. Mata shita. How am I going to remember that? Mata is like kill in like Portuguese. Mata.
Mata shita.
Mata shita. Mata. Let me have a think. Okay, I'm going to imagine that when the person's saying see you tomorrow, he's actually thinking I'm going to kill you. Mata shita. And stab them. Yes, I know that's a bit gruesome. That's how I try to, yeah, this language, hang on, I want to vlog, hang on, but I'm actually in a bra top because I've got hot thing around. Oh, you can see, oh. It's okay, I'll just do head and shoulders like that. Yeah, I'm finding that Japanese is so alien that every new word I'm having to make up a funny story and a funny visualization in my head just to make sure that I know what it is next time it comes along in the thing. Having learned that that is a very effective way to commit it to memory very quickly, I'm thinking I should just be doing that with the Portuguese as well, really. I did at the very beginning, decades ago, and I kind of got out of the habit of doing it, but trying this really alien language is really useful. It's giving me new ideas of how to commit things to memory. You're so puerile. I think it's shita. Shita, right, shita, I think it's that one.
Shite.
Shite. Well, I had free breakfast, the pizza that was given to us last night at the end of our gig. Look, I've got some lunch there as well, that's excellent, bonus. I'm going to get washed and dressed now, and then I'm going to do some flute warm-up, and then edit after that. I'm going to do flute edit to catch up with my editing, because I was out last night, so obviously I haven't edited yesterday's vlog yet, that I filmed yesterday, I mean. Anyway, I've got a really busy week. I'm going to have to blow out my social engagement tonight, because otherwise I would have been out Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it is frankly too much for a vlogger, because vloggers, well, this vlogger edits in the evening mostly, gets it mostly done and then finishes it off the next morning with a fresh head and a fresh pair of eyes. So lots of nights out in a row are a killer for me. So I'm just gonna have to blow out tonight, unfortunately. So yeah. It's going to be an interesting week from an editing point of view, but we'll just see. I'm going to try and get 2 days ahead so that I've got a couple of days grace, so that if I just can't get one up in time, it's okay, because I already got it up from the day before, if you know what I mean. So yes. Okay, right, I'm going to go and get dressed. You've got to think about these things when you're a vlogger if you're trying to be consistent with your upload times and schedules. I'm wondering about my shopping vlog on Friday, whether to make it an evening vlog, 5:30, because at the moment I'm uploading it for 8 AM. But I do have this mad scramble every Thursday night, and if somebody's over or I have a social engagement like I have this week coming up, I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to have everything 2 days ahead so that I can afford to go out on Thursday night, time-wise. And I'm thinking, wow, would it be wiser to put it up on a Saturday? But somebody did say they would miss having an upload from me on a Friday. So maybe it's more sensible to put it up at 5:30. I don't know. Any thoughts on the shopping vlog, scheduling, time thingy? I'm gonna go and yeah, get washed and dressed anyway. I've done an hour anyway. It's 12:20 now. Do you know what? I got really hungry. I've got to go and eat more food. That one little slice of pizza was not sustaining. I think I'm gonna go and have my normal breakfast that I normally have. Anyway, I'm still having revelations. I've been doing chromatic-y stuff really again today, technical exercises, and I've been experimenting with the position of the flute, like how far rolled out it is, because I do roll in. I don't mean to do it. And I've been thinking for the first time ever in all these years, could it be to do with the shape of my teeth? Because I've got a tooth that's crossed over the other, and so effectively it makes a slope, like sort of it's further forward at the top than it is at the bottom. And I'm wondering if that could be what's causing the flute to roll in slightly. I mean, I manage perfectly well with it as it is, but I do cover. You can probably see I quite often have a little mark, and it's covering a lot. And I'm trying to experiment with covering less of this, but it just keeps slipping back all the time. So I've been trying to actually put my flute together slightly differently so that the head joint is slightly rolled out a little bit more. And I think it is making a difference to the tone in a good way. I think it's clearer and more sonorous. So I'm going with that. That's like the theme of my practice for today. So when I move on to my pieces later and my practicing my trad for my gig as well, I'm going to keep up with that same experiment and see how it goes. So that's interested me today, so I'm happy about that. Right, let's go and get some food because I'm literally getting the wobbles. I'm such a geek right now, watching flute videos on Instagram whilst preparing breakfast. Ooh. Well, that's the last of my pecan nuts. Added the odd Brazil. I couldn't help doing that, sorry, for a little bit of extra. And I decided to have cheese. It's actually camembert, very stinky reduced to clear camembert from Lidl on my lentil cakes because I'm hungry and it's lunchtime. I would say that going on Instagram whilst trying to prepare breakfast is a mixed blessing, really. Got a bit distracted. But I did discover that you can get bows for guitars. Guitar bows, they sort of slot in between the strings and into the sound hole and they're quite short, obviously, because you can't go very far because it'll hit the back of the guitar. So good. So there, I've been editing it sometime later. It's 2:20 and I'm so fickle. You know what I said about blowing out tonight's social engagement, which involves playing music in a pub, of course. They always do for me, nearly always. Well, my boyfriend got in touch, said, so do you want to go tonight? I was like, yeah, all right then. So I rang him up and we're going to go. Yeah, everything I said, let's just forget about that. But I can go on the train and I can get a good chunk of editing in on the train. So I would otherwise have only been doing that at home. Anyway, I'm going to go and get another coffee on the go and I'm going to go and practice my pieces, but I probably shouldn't do too much because I'm just going to be knackered later. I think I need to get a little oil heater for this practice room. I mean, I have a fan heater, but you only need the tiniest little bit of dust to breathe in and it affects your tone then. I go all wheezy, you see, and the tone goes. Yes, it is a bit messy down here. I should work on that. I've got piles and piles of sheet music, which I should really go through and catalogue or discard or donate or something. I mean, what's the point of me having it if I can't find anything? The way the world is now, it's easier for me to just quickly Google some kind of sheet music and print it off from online than to go through that pile. And I have a lot of loose sheets. You see, when I first started, sheet music was very expensive and you had to buy it really, we would photocopy, but you weren't really supposed to. It's not legal. You know, if you did exams, you really ought to have the original copies or you could get in trouble. So you had very little of it, or you went to the library and you photocopied it. And it was like the only way you could access this, you know, this world of the elite. Go and do it on the sly. But the thing is, then you became very attached to these bits of sheet music. So even now, it's hard for me to throw things away or donate them in case, I don't know, and probably a lot of this stuff, it's way too easy for me. I'm never going to play it again. But then I think, oh, what if I do end up teaching? I don't want to do teaching. But what if I end up teaching? That it'd be really handy for me to have these, you know, lower graded pieces. And oh, I don't know. It's funny, isn't it? But now, literally, as I said, you can go online and you can just download a PDF and print it out, oftentimes for free. Or not, you can pay for it, but it's easy to do it. It's not like you've even got to take a day or half a day off and go into town and physically buy it anymore. Or you could buy it online. Like, it's easier to buy it. It's probably less expensive proportionate to income, you know. Anyway, I do need to go through it, but it's going to take a long time. I'm going to spend the next little while till I've had enough practicing the really, really fast one. Well, it's got some really, really fast passages. And what I find when I come back to it after a break, like the next day, I'm worse at first. It's like I've gone back downhill again to where I was. Like I finish at a certain level the day before and then I come back in at a lower level and then get back up and then end up a bit better. Then it's like, I don't know, spaced repetition or something. I have to revise it a bit first. But look at the notches. Look, last time I don't know, I went up to one of these and I was jumping for joy. Well, I've gone up even more now and it's 152 it's got to get up to. So I think I've got about 4 more notches on the metronome because I've got an old-fashioned one and it only goes up in certain increments, unlike the electronic ones. You can just do whatever you like on that. But I prefer the sound of that, and I don't know, I feel like a sense of companionship with it. That sounds really silly. But there we are, you know, you spend a lot of hours on your own if you have this kind of lifestyle, and I don't know, just having a real thing moving in the room is something. It's like that though. Hour and 10 minutes later, oh my gosh. I think I've gone past my peak. I think I need to actually like give this piece a rest for a day or two and come back to it. Oh my gosh, I was getting worse and worse. I started out quite alright and then it just got worse and worse and worse, and then I thought, I know, I'll just try it with the piano accompaniment for the first time, because there's a version of it on YouTube which you can just play for free, which has got full speed and also a lower speed, so I went to the lower speed one. kept getting lost, didn't I? Because it's just one of those pieces. It's not very easy to identify. Yeah, oh my goodness me. So I was listening to the original versions with the flute in to just try and cross-reference, and I was slightly better the second time, but oh my goodness, have I got some work to do just to synchronise what I've learned with the backing. Oh my goodness. Thing is, if it was a live pianist, you could make eye contact here and there, and if you needed to take a big breath and just come in fractionally late, they would modify that with you. They'd be listening to you. If you just slow it a bit down and then speed a bit up, they would be with you. But a recording's not going to do that. You got to play to that. There's no click track, and oh my goodness, I don't know if I can play. I can't really play it to you. I'll leave a link to it in the description, and if anyone's curious enough, you can have a listen. But there's some sections where it's quite hard to tell where the beat is in a way. Oh goodness me, I'm gonna go and do something, and I don't know what. I think maybe this is the time where I need to have a walk or something. I think I'm gonna have a little lunch break and eat cold pizza because it's a while since I last ate, and maybe a short walk after that, and then editing. So I took myself out for a walk, didn't I? I had pizza, and then I thought I really shouldn't have Madagascan custard that's in my fridge and needs eating before it goes off. Thought about putting on weight. Thought about having already put on weight after Easter with all those chocolate eggs, and then ate it anyway. So, oops, oh dear. Anyway, I've come out for a nice healthy walk now to, you know, try and compensate for the unhealthiness that I just had eating the very, very delicious Madagascan vanilla custard. Anyway, I've been thinking about my little problem about trying to coordinate the flute part with the piano part. I need to get the score. So the score is like, it's got on the sheet of paper, or well, a screen these days if you want, on your iPad, the piano part and the flute part together, like, so you can see where one relates to the other visually. So I thought I could do that, and then I can listen to the recording of the flute and piano together on Spotify over and over and over, which is what I'm doing now. Actually, I'm trying to familiarise myself with it so that I just know it, and I don't even have to think about it, you know, on an intellectual, conscious level. I'll just know if it sounds right or if it doesn't sound right. This is my plan, and that way I can tie it in with getting fit as well, because last couple of days I haven't walked very much again. I was really good up until a couple of days ago. Anyway, I don't know why I'm staring over there. It's a bush, basically. I don't know why. Well, I suppose it's quite nice. Birds are in full song. I haven't been listening to them up till now because I've had my earphones in. Anyway, I'm going to get on with it. Listen, walk, and then get back. And there won't be an awful lot of time before I need to leave for the evening. I'm half tempted to just give practicing this piece a miss tomorrow and do very little, because I've got a gig on Tuesday and I don't want to be burnt out for it. Thinking back to when I was in Lisbon, I just didn't practice in the day at all, but I did a lot of playing at night, and I felt very fresh and refreshed for my playing at night. So I might just remember that over the next couple of days as a dog walker coming. I belted ahead. I went faster than her so I could get ahead and talk to you. Anyway, she's catching, and there's another one coming from the other end. He's zigzagging along the path because he's texting at the same time. Right, so I'm going to go by. Bluebells. I know how to identify these now, thanks to my dad. Let's go and have a look. So it was on my Radawir walk with my dad video that I put out on Thursday. I said this as the Spanish variety. I don't know why I said that in that accent, because the native ones droop over a bit. And these are the very upright Spanish variety. So there we are. It's very handy going out vlogging with Dad, because he comes out with all these facts, and then I just fact check them just in case when I get back. Which I do for myself whenever I come spouting out with anything out of my brain. I think, am I right? So I fact check it, and on the odd occasion I'm not, and then I take it out of the video and don't include it. And I'm being really distracted with a really loud bit in the music. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I get a lot more out of it, because, you know, when you're with somebody, they just tell you something in the moment, you may or may not remember it, but when you go home and then you watch it again, and then again and again as you're editing it, you know, tweaking the colour, maybe repositioning the frame a bit and editing the audio a bit, you know, maybe take out some ums and ahs, and by the time you've done all that, it's really gone into your head a lot, and by the time you've fact checked it and done a little bit of extra reading, because you go down a bit of a rabbit hole then on Google, you know, all right, and what else, and so yeah, you really do get more learning out of the experience when you vlog things like that. Right, I'm going to put this on again. It's just finished. I got home, I had about 40 minutes before I had to leave for the train, so I just had a bit of a rest, packed, well, a few snacks in a bag. I'm a bit confused about whether I've had dinner or not today, because I've had a bit of a funny eating pattern. And that pizza, I don't know, it's not very sustaining. So anyway, I've just put some bits and bobs in a bag, but nothing proper. So I'll have a snack on those before getting off the train. Otherwise, I'll never last all night without a proper meal. I haven't got a table, so I'm gonna have to edit on my lap. So this could be a right pain in the bum. But for some reason, the train is got lots of people on it, lots of groups of teens, and they've all sort of gravitated towards the table. So, well, it's the way it is, isn't it? Welcome to my editing studio. Okay. I'm going to try and use the mouse on there. Let's see if this works. We're in the pub.
What was the last one?
The honeymoon.
Oh, it's not that at all, ma'am, replied the bold tinker, but the children of Ireland are getting so small. It's O'Connell's petition to the new Lord Lieutenant to not let us make them the old way at all. I wish every girl that lived in this old country would begin having babies as fast as they can. And if ever Her Majesty asks for an army, we'll be able to send her as many as can. Daniel O'Connell. Take it.
Yeah.
stranger and tell him by your road there never was a bandit man who was an awful rogue. Held me in your arms and my heart began to melt.
I'm very melty.
But the only Blarney Stone I know is underneath my belt. There's a Blarney Stone in Kerry and a Blarney Stone in Clare. There's a Blarney Stone in Wicklow and there's plenty in Kildare. There's a Blarney Stone in Sligo and a big one in Tyrone. A devil time in Ireland you won't find a Blarney Stone. There's a Blarney Stone in Kerry and a Blarney Stone in Clare. There's a Blarney Stone in Wicklow and there's plenty in Kildare. There's a Blarney Stone in Sligo and a big one in Tyrone. A devil time in Ireland you won't find a Blarney Stone.
So we're on our way back, and I know it's bad lighting, so apologies for that, but something very, very bizarre just happened. We were just sort of approaching, it was by Sainsbury's, Pontypridd, wasn't it? And we were on like the main road going past it, like the main fast one, and there's like a turning off going towards Sainsbury's, and above the road there was this cloud of illumination, I don't even know what to call it. Like a fireball, but it was bright yellow and bright green, I would say, like a lime green, and it was so bright that it lit up the whole of everything we could see, as bright as day, if not brighter, and we were like, let's just keep going. Like, what the hell was it? So I just don't know. There was no noise, it was just light, wasn't it? So I don't know if it's somebody mucking around or if something exploded. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Well, we've just got home and it's 20 to midnight. That was such a weird thing that we saw. IB thinks it was a street lamp explosion because it was about the right height for that. It was right over a road, like a slip road. And so I thought, well, it can't be like a gang of kids mucking around with fireworks, because why would they be on the main road? I don't even think there's like a pedestrian bit to walk on there. That's our best guess. It was so weird that it was completely silent. Anyway, I'm going to make a cup of tea now, and so much for my early nights. I've ruined that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Do feel free to give the video a like if you happen to like it. There's a playlist here of some more videos I've made if you'd like to watch those, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!